you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Hollywood's golden boy, the people's champ, the guy who started with $7 in his wallet, now at the center of a decades-long drama no one saw coming. Here's the wild part. Behind the Instagram smiles and motivational posts, The Rock has left a trail of chaos, flopped franchises, and feuds that could sink careers. Stick around. We're breaking down his on-set feuds, his superhero takeover attempt, and a shocking transformation that left the world asking, is The Rock finally human? For over a decade, The Rock was untouchable, the guy who could walk into a room and instantly become the center of attention. WWE dominated. Fast and Furious carved out a spot that fans worshipped. Hollywood blockbusters, he sold them like candy. Gym gear, tequila, protein shakes. He made every product feel like a life-changing experience. Legendary, right? But here's where the story gets messy. Because behind all the Instagram smiles, motivational quotes, and perfectly staged gym selfies, the reality was chaotic. Producers whispered about reshoots costing millions because he showed up late or didn't show up at all. Co-stars were walking on eggshells, choreographing fight scenes around his rules, not the story. And don't even get me started on the passive-aggressive posts aimed at the very people he was supposed to be family with on set. The Rock wasn't just building a career, he was building an empire, and sometimes empires are messy. But what no one saw coming was just how far that ego-driven control would stretch, from blockbuster franchises to superhero universes. And trust me, it only gets worse from here. It all started back in 2011 when The Rock joined Fast and Furious as Luke Hobbs, a fan favorite who many claim literally saved the franchise. On screen, he was unstoppable, commanding every scene with that trademark charisma. But behind the cameras, total chaos. Insiders reported The Rock showing up late, sometimes skipping entire days. And when he wasn't on set, he was online, dropping passive-aggressive Instagram posts aimed at his co-stars. One infamous post called his male co-stars candy asses. Deleted later, of course, but the internet remembers. Who was he talking about? Vin Diesel. Cue the tension. And here's where it spirals. The Rock and Vin couldn't even be in the same scene. Filming schedules had to be rewritten so the two could avoid each other entirely. Tyrese Gibson, furious. The spin-off Hobbs and Shaw threatened to steal his spotlight, and he didn't hold back online. And then there's Jason Statham. Apparently, every major actor had a no-losing clause in their contract because The Rock refused to take even a fake punch. Real life or a blockbuster ego fest? Hard to tell. Imagine coordinating $1 million franchise where the main action star can't get hit, can't share the spotlight, and treats co-stars like they're expendable props. Insanity. But that was only the beginning. And the real shocker, the spin-off Hobbs and Shaw, a move that revealed exactly how far The Rock was willing to go for total control, and it didn't sit well with fans or anyone else on set. October 2017, Universal drops the bombshell, a Fast and Furious spin-off starring The Rock and Jason Statham. Wait, what about Vin Diesel? Gone. Loyalty? Out the window. Franchise integrity? Crushed under the weight of ego. On paper, Hobbs and Shaw made bank, $700 million on a $200 million budget, but the fans? Furious. Suddenly, Fast and Furious wasn't about family anymore. It was about The Rock. Luke Hobbs had become Luke, me, myself, and I. Tyrese Gibson didn't hold back, taking to Instagram to call him out. And The Rock? Oh, he responded. Brutally. Personally. He didn't just clap back at Tyrese's post, he attacked his music career, tearing his album apart in front of the world. This wasn't corporate strategy. This wasn't negotiating your paycheck. This was ego on full, unfiltered blockbuster display. And the fans noticed. The internet erupted. Fast and Furious, once a story about racing and loyalty, suddenly felt like The Rock's personal playground. And if you thought that was the peak of his control, buckle up, because the DC universe was next, and it got even worse. Just when you thought The Rock's ego couldn't get bigger, enter DC Universe, Black Adam, a role that should have been just another superhero gig, but for The Rock, it was a full-on takeover. Instead of sliding into the existing DC puzzle, he decided the puzzle needed him at the center. He wanted total dominance. Forget connecting Black Adam to Shazam. The Rock didn't care. Story continuity? Who needs it? He personally pushed for Henry Cavill to cameo, ignoring Warner Brothers' objections just to make sure he looked good. And here's the kicker. Black Adam flopped. $390 million on a $260 million budget. A barely profitable flop by Hollywood standards. But instead of taking it like an adult, The Rock spun financial reports online, claiming massive success, misleading numbers, questionable math, basically PR gymnastics to protect the invincible image. And this was just the start of The Rock's superhero chaos, because while the movie flopped, his need to dominate wasn't satisfied, it was amplified. And the real drama, it would cost studios, fans, and even co-stars more than anyone imagined. 2024, The Rock teams up with Chris Evans for Red One, Hollywood's big holiday hope. On paper, a blockbuster in the making. On set, a nightmare. Sources claim The Rock showed up hours late, some days didn't even bother showing up. Fight choreography had to be rewritten because he refuses to take a scripted punch. Need a simple scene shot? Better plan around his schedule. And yes, the infamous peeing in bottles thing? Not a joke. Crew members reportedly had to dispose of his water bottle urine. All of this chaos added $50 million in extra costs. That's right, $50 million. Release date? Pushed back a full year. And when it finally hit theaters, $189 million gross on a $250 million budget. Another flop stamped on The Rock's record. The pattern is clear. Ego first, everyone else second. PR spin can't cover it. The man who built his brand on being the people's champ and the ultimate professional. Behind the cameras, he was more like a one-man wrecking crew. And just when you think it can't get stranger, The Rock takes things to a whole new level, from Instagram promotions to full-blown credibility collapse. The Rock's social media game, legendary. Gym selfies that make grown men cry, tequila promos that somehow feel inspirational, and even hair care endorsements that really shouldn't exist. Every post perfectly staged, every video carefully edited. He sold a life nobody could live, and people bought it. But cracks were forming. Critics and fans started asking the obvious questions. How real is that physique? Steroids? HRT? Peptides? Growth hormones? The Rock never confirms, never denies, and yet the suspicion spreads like wildfire. Then came 2023, the Maui wildfire. The Rock teams up with Oprah, donates $5 million, sets up the People's Fund of Maui. Noble, right? On paper, yes, but here's the kicker. The way it was presented rubbed people the wrong way. Two multi-millionaires asking regular people for donations? Social media erupted. The backlash was so intense that The Rock felt compelled to issue an apology. And let's be clear, he didn't do anything wrong. He just needed to protect his flawless image. Even tiny exaggerations, claiming first-ever in-and-out experience multiple times, minor social media fibs, started to chip away at the credibility carefully built over decades. The persona of the invincible, hard-working hero was slowly being exposed as a meticulously curated act. And just when fans thought they were finally seeing the real Dwayne Johnson, 2025 hit, and everything changed again, in a way nobody could predict. September 2025, Venice Film Festival. Cameras flash, fans scream, and then the whispers start. The Rock walks the red carpet and, wait, is that even him? Leaner, smaller, almost unrecognizable. The sheer size, the muscle, the invincible aura, gone. Social media erupted. Health issues, steroid crash, decades of performance-enhancing drugs finally catching up? Fans and insiders started connecting the dots, and the speculation was brutal. The Rock's response, "I'm playing a 70-year-old man in lizard music." Cute story, sure, but zero mention of decades of alleged steroid use. People weren't buying it. For a man who built his brand on being invincible, on being larger than life, this wasn't just a physical transformation, it was a public unraveling. The image of the unstoppable, flawless Dwayne Johnson had been cracked, and the cracks were showing for everyone to see. And here's the harsh truth. When the mask comes off, nothing he says can be taken at face value. The Rock's carefully curated legend, it's more fragile than anyone ever admitted. Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. The Rock wasn't just a superstar, he was a meticulously engineered brand, a walking PR campaign, and for decades he controlled the story of himself. Every movie, every Instagram post, every workout clip, all part of the legend. But the cracks are showing. Flopped blockbusters, on-set chaos that cost studios millions, social media spins that made fans roll their eyes, and now this shocking transformation at the Venice Film Festival.
Suddenly, the invincible, untouchable Dwayne Johnson looks human, leaner, smaller, mortal. Ego over ethics, image over reality. The mask of the unstoppable action hero is slipping, and the public is starting to see the man underneath, one who prioritizes himself above loyalty, co-stars, and sometimes even common sense. The golden era of The Rock, it may finally be hitting a wall. Hollywood loves a comeback story, but here's the kicker. Some comebacks, they just don't come back at all, and The Rock might be staring at one of those walls right now. So, what do you think? Is The Rock still untouchable, or has his empire finally cracked? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more Hollywood drama you won't see anywhere else.